Hello, it's me, Biblo. Biblo the dragon. I am so enjoying these stories that we're sharing together. Are you ready for another story? Well, let's practice painting pictures with our mind first. Remember, we need to lie down, close our eyes, and use our minds to paint a picture. Today, let's paint a little mouse. Maybe our mouse could wear a dress. That would be quite jolly. I've painted a picture of a mouse in a dress in my mind. Have you? Excellent. In that case, let's lie back, close our eyes, and enjoy another wonderful story. Once upon a time, in a cosy little house, nestled in the heart of a charming village, lived a sweet little girl named Lizzy. Lizzy had a head full of golden curls and a heart full of curiosity. But there was one nightly routine that was causing quite a stir in her home. Bedtime. Every night, as the stars began to twinkle in the dark sky, Lizzy's parents, Mama and Papa, would lovingly say, "It's time for bed, Lizzy." And every night, without fail, Lizzy would respond with a burst of energy, crying and yelling, "But I can't sleep. There's a monster under my bed." Or, "I need a glass of water." Or, "I'm not tired." It seemed like Lizzy thought she was the boss of the house. Mama and Papa would exchange tired glances as they tried to calm their restless daughter. They would patiently address each excuse, checking for monsters, fetching water, and reading bedtime stories. But Lizzy's energy seemed boundless, and each night a new excuse would emerge. Lizzy's antics wouldn't stop at just excuses. She would demand an extra story or another glass of water, and sometimes even insisted on sleeping with her favourite stuffed animals piled so high on her bed there was no room for her. As the nights turned into weeks and the weeks into months, Mama and Papa's patience wore thin, and their smiles began to fade. They loved Lizzy dearly, but the lack of sleep was making them tired and a little sad. It seemed as if Lizzy believed she was the boss of bedtime, and it was becoming a nightly battle. One day, Grandma came to visit. She had a special twinkle in her eye, and Lizzy loved spending time with her. That evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Lizzy began her usual bedtime protest. "I can't sleep, Grandma. There's a dragon in my closet," Lizzy exclaimed. But instead of doing what Mama and Papa did at bedtime, Grandma simply smiled and said, "Well, Lizzy, Did you know that dreams are an amazing place where you can do things that you can't during the day? Lizzy's eyes widened with wonder. Really, Grandma? What kind of things? Grandma settled down on the edge of Lizzy's bed and began to share stories of her own dreams. She talked about the time she rode a magical unicorn through a field of candy, danced with fairies, and flew high above the clouds like a gracious bird. Lizzy was captivated by Grandma's stories. Her imagination had ignited like a sparkler on bonfire night. That sounds incredible, Grandma. How can I have a dream like that? Grandma chuckled and said, Well, dear, all you have to do is let yourself drift off to sleep. Dreams are like secret adventures that happen when you close your eyes and let your mind wander. But if you keep fighting sleep, you'll miss out on all the magic. Lizzy blinked, absorbing Grandma's words. So, if I go to sleep, I can have amazing dreams? Grandma nodded and tucked Lizzy in. Yes, my sweet child, dreams are the most magical places of all, and the best part is you can have them every night if you just let yourself rest. Lizzy's eyes felt heavy, but her heart felt light. She closed her eyes and whispered, Good night, Grandma. Good night, Lizzy, Grandma replied with a smile. That night, for the first time in a long time, Lizzy drifted off to sleep without a single protest. She embraced the darkness with excitement, knowing that beyond it laid a world of wonder and enchantment. In her dreams that night, Lizzy danced with talking animals, soared on the back of a friendly dragon, and had tea party with fairies. It was a night filled with magic and joy, and Lizzy couldn't wait to share her adventures with Mama and Papa in the morning. As the days turned into weeks, Lizzy became a champion of bedtime. She eagerly looked forward to her dreamy adventures every night. And Mama and Papa, now well rested and joyful, joined her in celebrating her newfound love of sleep. And so, thanks to Grandma's wisdom, Lizzy discovered that dreams were not something to be afraid of, but a treasure trove of magic waiting to be explored. She learned that the key to unlocking their wonder was simply closing her eyes and letting her imagination take flight. Lizzy had found a new way to embrace the night and the enchanting dreams it held, and the house was no longer run by a bossy bedtime rebel. That was quite the story. I did enjoy listening to it. Did you? Well, I think it's time for Biblo to go to bed now too. And have some dreamy adventures of my own. Thank you for listening. and see you next time with Biblo the dragon. Goodbye.